Hi there, thank you so much for clicking the thumbnail and being interested in my work. In this video I share with you my techniques and tips on how I achieve skin tone, the hair, and be sure to watch it right through to the end because here and there I'll be slowing it down so you can take a closer look. So let's dive in and take a look. The method I'm using for the outline is the freehand method. Now if you've not checked out my videos in my channel, I've got about 3 now that explains in detail how I draw the outline freehand, so please check that out after the video if you're interested and want to know more. Basically how I started was putting a center point into the middle of my board and a center point into the middle of the image, and then work out from that point, and it's all relative then, so it's just a case of measuring from that center point. Now the next stage after the outline is to get the basic structure in. Now all I'm using is a red, blue and yellow, then a green and a brown. So basically how I'm mixing the colours on the board. So if the red is too vibrant, I dull that down by using its opposite colour, which is complementary colour, which is the green. Now if it's orange, I'd use a blue. So you'll see me using either blue or green to neutralise it. So to make the shadow of red you use the green, to make a shadow of orange you use the blue. So basically that's what I'm doing. I'm using the brown as well for obviously shadows. For the beard there I've used brown and blue. So it's just a basic structure. I'm not too worried about getting the details correct at this point. It's just getting the position right and the feel right. Now for the light areas I put down white first, so you put more pressure on the white pencil to put more pigment down when it's brighter and less pressure when it's not so bright. So basically I'm using that to get a feel for where the highlights and midtones go. When I work on the eyes as well, I always do both eyes at the same time, so then you get the same colour, because if you do one eye and then about a few hours later start doing the other eye, you tend to forget what sort of colours you've used and what subtleties you've done. So it's best to, I always think, to get both eyes done together. So just remind you, this is just the basic underdrawing. The rich colours is the next stage, which I'll go through with you soon. So it's just getting a rough understanding of where things go, getting a feel for it. So you're opening your heart, letting go of the mind, and just let it flow from you. And you really enjoy the process, you know, don't think, oh God, look at all that hair. Just see it as light and shade, and then just go for it really. What's an advantage of doing the underdrawing first is that it really frees you up and it relaxes you. So when you start putting the details in, you've got all that structure there, so you don't have to think about where things go. It's just a matter then of just getting the colours richer and vibrant and increasing the feel of it. So this stage is taking all that tension away. Now here's the selections of colours, rich colours I use from the Caran d'Ache range for the flesh tones. So I list all the individual pencil numbers in the description below if you want to check that out afterwards. Right, just coming into view there was the colours I use on top of these rich colours, which is your basic primary colours and secondary colours, but I'll talk about that later on. I find it's best to actually get the darkest areas in first. So what I'm doing here is putting the shadows in the hair, then that gives me some gauge then for the rest of the values. So the brightest and the darkest in first, and then work inwards from that. The value system I use is the 9 value system, which is 4 lights, 4 darks and 1 mid-tone. Now, I discussed this in depth in one of my videos in my channel, so please check that out at the end of the video if you want to know more. Now, in some of my videos you'll see me just mixing all these flesh colours by just using the primaries, red, blue and yellow, and not using any rich colours. But what I've done here is used them because they already mixed. The creamy ones are like yellow ochre light, yellow ochre medium, and a yellow ochre which is like got a bit of red in it, so it's like an orangey yellow ochre. So this is what I would mix anyway if I were doing oil painting, but it's in a pencil form, so I'm putting that down first. And also you'll see like a bright pinky colour, which is like the red with white. So it's just a quick way of actually putting it down. And then what I do then is go over it with red, blue and yellow and get the subtleties. Now you see me here for the white of the eyes. I'm using orange and blue because orange and blue makes really nice greys. If you find value in this video, why not subscribe? It's absolutely free, and then you're sure not to miss any of my future videos. What I'm using there is a Caran d'Ache pencil as well, the white, which is really great to really get that rich highlight. And then you can go over then with the Carbothellos and the Paris, the Conte de Paris ones. So that's what I'm tending to do, is using the Caran d'Ache for the rich colours and then going over them with the chalkier ones, which is the Carbothello ones and the Conte de Paris. And again, all these list of pencils, the numbers are in the description below, so please check that out at the end of the video if you're interested. For the shadow areas there, I'm using burnt umber and then red, and then using a yellow ochre as well, mixing with that. Highlighting, it's a mixture really of Carbothello and Caran d'Ache. Carbothello ones are really nice to get that softness to it, so you can use that to blend and then glaze over the top as well. It's a case of getting a feel for these things by trial and error. It's a case of, that's how we learn really, so it's just having a go with these things and seeing what works and what doesn't, and then move on from that. Now when you put the red down, it will be a little bit too vibrant, so to dull it down, what I tend to do is use a green, and then if I've gone too far dulling it down, I can bring it back with lemon yellow. So it's a case of going in between the two, using the green and the lemon yellow and white with the colours, just to get that sort of feel of what is vibrant and what is subtle and receding. If you're enjoying this video, why not give it a like and share it with your friends? I'd really appreciate that, as that would help the channel to grow. Now for me, painting is not just about details, it's about connecting to the soul and energy of the person. Now I tend to do that by switching the mind off and allowing the energy just to flow. I connect to the heart, open the heart and send love to the image that I'm working from, and strangely enough I get more energy from the image, and then that flows through me then. So it's a case of really letting go, feeling the emotion and energy of that person, and just let it happen. Let it flow through you, out of your hands. It's just a matter of being patient. Just allow it just to happen. Now, if you find that you're getting stressed and things are getting a bit uptight and it's not working, have a break, come back after about 5 minutes, and then, just carry on where you've left off. Now what I'm using here now is the Rembrandt sticks. Now these are really rich in pigment, so they really are vibrant and stand out. Now I've only used these sticks around the eyes because I wanted the viewer to actually be drawn to the eyes, so that's why I've just used these really rich ones for that area. Now I'll leave you a list of the colours and the numbers of the Rembrandt sticks, so if you wanted to buy them singly, so you don't have to buy the whole set, that would help, and that'll be in the description below. Here's a great tool to have, a colour shaper. Now really good for those very fine areas where you need to subtle, where you can't really do it with your finger or a cotton bud. So just take a look at the list of materials, because I've put links in there as well, and there's a link for the colour shapers. Really great bit of kit. Now Robert Powell is famous for his blue eyes. Now in the reference image they look green, so what I've done is researched and got another image, and I've used a combination of the two to create the correct colour. Moving on now to the hair. What I'm doing here is laying the rich colours, the Caran d'Ache, which are like rich in pigment. Now I'm using the light yellow ochre, medium yellow ochre, and also the orangey yellow ochre. Now these really lay underneath the colour. But what I tend to do is look what's behind the colour, so you have to sense what's behind there and what's shimmering through. So I'll put the lighter colours in first, and then I glaze over them with the Carbothello pencils and the Conti Paris ones, because they're really great for glazing. So the Caran d'Ache really grab to the pastel board, so then it's easier then to actually glaze over the top. The pencil mark doesn't move, so I tend to do that. It's always good to get that sort of structure in first, just get it in rough, don't worry about the detail, and then more and more as you work the details gets put in. So there's a method with this, is just to loosely put it down and then build it up slowly. Now with a lot of my videos I've done previously, you'll see me using white and then the colours, but if you've got like a rich warm colour, you could use these ready mixed pencils because this is like you know, like I said, it's a yellow ochre with a little bit of red mixing with white, so that helps. It just saves time really. It's just a shortcut. You can just do it with the 3 primary colours if you wish, but I'm tending to sort of adopt this now, where I'm using more the richer colours for the second stage anyway. Just a little tip as well is always keep open. Don't be fixed, and be happy with what you do, because it becomes too precious for you then. You think, oh no, I'm not going to change because this works. You've always got to be open to change and to grow, and you just let these things happen, and things come to you, get insights, and so you go with it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you've always got to keep open to growth and keep trying different things, and it's more exciting actually. It's more, you know, it's more rewarding, I suppose. It's nice just to see new things develop. Just to mention again, when you do use black, is to always use a colour mixed with it, because some areas of this beard is a bit darker. I've had to use black and brown just to give it some depth. If you just use black on its own, it looks dead. There's no life in it, so just mix it up a little bit by using brown or blue or even green with it. You know, it's just a case of playing about with it. Hope you've enjoyed part 1. Be on the lookout for part 2, which is next week's video, where I'll be obviously doing the hair, finishing that off, the background and the clothes. Now with the background, I'm going to do a special one there, which is going to be like a golden aura around him. So why not hit that notification bell so you won't miss this video coming up. Here's the video at the correct angle so you can see it as I saw it. Thank you for watching the video right through to the end. If you found value in it and you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Appreciate it, would help the channel. Leave a comment and a message in the comments below. Let me know what sort of videos you want me to produce. I've actually left a couple of links here for you to click on, and to subscribe, click on the circle here. It's absolutely free, and then you're sure not to miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much, take care and be well.